What's up, Cinema Shogun here, and it appears to me that Amber Turd just may have gotten herself stuck in some deep doo-doo. You know, up until this point in the Johnny Depp trial, it appears, at least to me, that Amber Turd's lawyers only have two defenses. Number one, they paint Johnny out to be this horrible addict. And when that doesn't work, they fall back on this magical makeup excuse to cover up all of Amber's lies. You know, we've been hearing about this, what is it, Anika cream for a while. That doesn't exist. At the beginning of the trial, her lawyer held up this makeup palette and claimed that AH used this to cover up all of the scars and wounds and bruises that were left by Johnny Depp. Well, it just so turns out, I hate to break it to you, but that makeup didn't even exist in that time period either. And now the makeup brand is calling out Amber Heard. And literally, you cannot make this stuff up. No pun intended there. But a drugstore makeup brand is now involved in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp drama. After Heard's team made a claim centered around Milani Cosmetics all-in-one correcting kit, the makeup brand has come to correct Amber Turd's timeline. In his opening statements, Heard's lawyer, J. Ben Rottenborn, appeared before the court with a Milani Cosmetics all-in-one correcting kit in hand and claimed the actress used the creamy concealer and color correcting kit to camouflage her bruises during her alleged, can't say these words, let's just say, toxic relationship with Johnny Depp. This is what she used, Rottenberg said, displaying the circular gold compact. She became very adept to it. You're going to hear the testimony from Turd about... Honestly, I would prefer to use this woman's real name, but I can't on YouTube. You are going to hear the testimony from Turd about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days of the bruises, as well as they developed in the different coloring and how she would use to touch those up, to be able to cover those up. It was almost said like spoken word poetry. Everybody, snap your fingers. Now, you might remember that Depp actually filed for divorce in 2016. And that actually happened before Milani Cosmetics brand even launched this product. Now, Milani Cosmetics has responded to this claim with a TikTok. I'm sure some of you may have seen it, but for those of you who have not, let's check it out, and then I'll be back with some more thoughts. And boy, oh boy, do I have some.
There's one thing you can expect from me, and that's the unexpected. 'Cause I'm an international super spy. Super spy! Super spy!
There you have it, folks. Another freaking lie coming from Amber Turd. You know, I can't even sit here on this video and pretend to be surprised right now because I'm not. In fact, I think we have, what? How many more weeks do we have left of Amber Turd being exposed to go? Trust me, there's a lot more. There's a lot more out there. There's a lot of other lies that are going to be exposed. But you see now, AH is stuck. Make no mistake about it, people. She is stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Because they've already came out and claimed that this was the makeup palette that AH used. Now we know that that's a blatant lie. And now she's going to be stuck in the position where she's going to want to say something about this. She's going to try to clear the air, try to act like this is all a misunderstanding. But if she does that, then that basically is admitting that she's doing what she's not supposed to do, which is be on social media and be paying attention to things that are happening in the press about this case, which she's not supposed to be doing that. So if she walks this back, if her lawyers walk this back, then that's basically proof that they are looking into this case outside of the courtroom, that they are involved in looking at these news articles and they're on social media, what have you. And they're not supposed to be doing that. But you see, this is why this is going to be so instrumental here. Because at the same time, the jury's not supposed to be looking at this either. So this information coming out shouldn't affect how the jury feels about this case. But this case isn't really about the jury. And I can't hammer home that fact hard enough to people. Yes, we all want Johnny to win. Yeah, there's a lot of money involved, but money comes and goes to these people. Now, it's nothing to, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's a lot of money. I'm sure it could help, Johnny, and I'm sure it would hurt AH to lose this much money. But this money comes and goes. They'll sign another movie deal here or there, and they'll get it right back somehow. This trial is about public perception. This trial is about Johnny getting the truth about what happened out there. It's about Johnny finally having his voice. Yes, I think Johnny's confident that he could win this trial because he is on the side of the truth. But I don't think that he went in here necessarily for the sole reason of winning, which may sound weird to some. But I really don't think this lawsuit is about winning. I feel like this lawsuit is about Johnny being given this grand stage for the whole world to watch and for him to get the truth out there, for him to regain control of this narrative that has been spun about him for years and years. And on the other hand, AH is trying to defend her character here because AH knows that this looks bad on her. I feel like AH has way more to lose here than Johnny. At the end of the day, Johnny's had a long, successful career already. Johnny doesn't have to work again a day in his life, although I would like him to, and I'm sure he would like to as well. But Johnny's already, solidified his legacy as one of the greatest. AH was still up and coming. So AH has a lot more to lose here. So AH and her lawyers are going to want to address this makeup situation and to get on top of this makeup situation because it's making her look bad to the public. It might not be making her look bad in the courtroom because supposedly these people shouldn't know about any of this. But it's making her look bad to the public. And that's what this whole case is about. That's why the defense isn't really a defense at all. It's just, how can we paint Johnny out to be the worst person that we can? It's not about providing evidence to say that any of Johnny's claims aren't true. It's literally about how can we paint out Johnny to be the most despicable person that we can? How can we put as much of his business out there on Front Street as we possibly can? How can we defame Johnny in any way possible during this trial? That's what this trial is about. It's about trying to drag Johnny through the mud. It's not about trying to prove that AH isn't guilty of any of this stuff because we all know she is. And they don't have a solid defense. And I don't even think they came in here looking for a solid defense because they know that their client is full of shit. And the only thing they can do here is try to make Johnny look worse. And that's all they're doing. That's all they're doing here. So I do believe that AH is going to be stuck in this position to say something about this. And they went out there with that very particular makeup palette. I've purchased a good bit of makeup palettes in my life. Not for myself, of course. Not for myself. But I've purchased a good bit of makeup palettes in my life. I know that a lot of women, not all, I don't want to generalize all women, but a lot of women are very particular about their makeup palettes and the shades that they use on their skin. Everybody's skin tone is a little bit different. Everybody finds their right brand and their right shade. And I know that women can be really particular about that. You know, usually a woman isn't going to wake up and just use, you know, this palette for the first time. What I'm trying to say here is usually a woman finds her norm, her go-to, what works for her best. And in doing so, a woman becomes familiar with that product, right? And even in this testimony that they gave, where they showed the product and talked about how Amber became adept to it, that she learned how to mix the right colors and contours and shades to perfectly work for her. So if that's the truth, then damn good and well, she would know the brand and they would have the right palette. But it's all a fabricated lie. That's why it's just this Milani random makeup palette. Because it's all a fabricated lie. If it was the truth, they would have had the right makeup palette because AH wouldn't make that mistake. Like I said, I'm telling you all, I know how these women work. But seriously though, a lot of women, they find their right shade, their right palette, and that's what they work with. They become accustomed to it, just like her lawyer was trying to explain, oddly enough. And they wouldn't pick out the wrong makeup palette and be like, oh, this is the one I use. They would know damn good and well which one they use. This is the one that they're accustomed to. And if she's grown so adept to these different shades, then surely she would know that this isn't the right palette, right? These aren't the right shades. And listen, I had to learn the hard way. To us men out there, all of us, all you men watching, when you look at these makeup palettes, some of these colors look exactly the same. They all look the same to me. That's a green, that's a blue, that's tan, I don't know what the hell that is, whatever. But to these women, man, you could break down colors to so many different micro groups that you could never imagine. Like me, I'm like, okay, that's purple, that's blue, that's, you know, this color, that's beige. No, this is not really purple, this is a lavender with the tan. Like, man, they could spot the differences in the shades like men can't. I can promise you that. So I say all that to say that I think it's far-fetched, extremely far-fetched, that AH would just forget what makeup palette that she was using during this time, and that they would have this random makeup palette, supposedly a makeup palette that she grew accustomed to, that came out like, what, a year or two after this even happened. So, yeah, I call BS. But if you want to know how the mainstream media is reacting to all this, well, they're not happy. They're accusing the makeup brand of trying to profit off the Johnny Depp and AH case, which is not the case at all. This brand is not trying to profit off of this case. This brand is trying to stop themselves from tanking because of this case. They in no way, shape, or form want to be associated with Amber Turd. Amber Turd has become so toxic that a makeup brand found out that AH supposedly used it. It was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. No, you did not. Literally. That should give you a clue about how some of these companies are starting to feel about her as well. I mean, you have to keep in mind, it's not like this makeup company endorsed her, sponsored her. You know, if AH goes and chooses to buy this makeup, it has nothing to do with the makeup company. You know, it shouldn't make the makeup company look bad. But this company hates AH so much and knows that her mere presence around their product is so toxic that they were like, oh, no, this is not. No. It's hilarious. They really felt the need to call it out. So no, they're not trying to profit off of this. They're trying not to leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth. They don't want anyone to come across their cream and be like, oh, damn, this is that same shit that Amber Turd used. Let me put that back and go get something else, you know? They don't want that to happen. So they had to go ahead and jump in front of this story. But the mainstream media is trying to paint it out to be something else because the mainstream media is totally against Johnny for some unapparent reason. Although I think if you pay attention closely enough and you know how Hollywood works, you know the exact reason here. Men supposedly cannot be victims. And a lot of people, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of these feminists, that deal with these domestic, I can't even say the words on this thing. But there's a lot of feminists out there that do not believe that men can be victims of situation like this, that women are always the victim, even when women are the ones striking out. But hopefully this goes a long way to changing that narrative. And I just, honestly, I can't wait to just see Amber Turd get exposed even more in the coming weeks, because it's hilarious. You know, with all this crazy stuff going on in the world, you know, it's nice to see someone like her finally get what they deserve. But I want to know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can do so via Cash App, which will be down below in the pinned comment, or you can become a channel member today for exclusive access to members only videos. But with that being said, I'll talk to you on the next video.